we are recording. Okay. So guys, from now we are recording our English meeting. So take care about what you're gonna say. So I'm just kidding. So guys, we are here again. Today's Saturday. Today, to be honest, let's be more precisely for you. Let me be more accurate. So today is August 12th in Brazil, 2023, and it's exactly right now 11 a.m. at my country. I don't know exactly what time is it. Let me start with our English session here. Asking what time is it at your country? Rajesh, what time is it at Bangladesh right now?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Could you tell me again, please?
Yeah, sure. So I would like to start this English meeting. Ask it about what time is it at your country?
Oh, well, mine is 8 p.m. right now.
Nice. Bangladesh is 8 p.m. So
8
Alice,
p.m.
what time is it at China right now? It's 10 p.m.
Yes, it's 10 p.m. Oh, now it's 10 past 1 p.m.
Nice, nice. And Utah, what time is it at your country, Cambodia? Can you hear this stuff? What time is it at your country right now?
Oh, yes, I clearly hear you. In my country, it's 9 past 2 p.m.
Nice, nice. It's 9 past 2 p.m. So that's very interesting. Why did I ask this for you guys? Because it's very important for people who are watching us now that they know all efforts that we are doing to be here, to be present at this English meeting. It's not exactly as a English school, a private school. I built this English session. We have been building our English session to be this controversial, which means to be a pleasure time, to spend a pleasure time, and meanwhile study English, make English be part of our life. So that's why the first topic we decided to create this English YouTube channel, to create these English meetings, and it's very important to have friends from all over the world. So English brought me today a lot of friends from all over the world. So that's the magic way. And to start this English meeting, I would like to choose a topic. Let me share with you my screen here. I hope you like it. I was looking for some. Just a second. Let me see where it is. Let me see. Okay. Let me choose screen. Here it is. I'd like to choose a topic which is very controversial for all over the world. Depends on each culture, each country. But I hope you get your own opinion. I hope you have or I believe that you have your own opinion about this topic. So the topic for today is gonna be physical appearance. So do you know what it means, physical appearance, right? So I'd like to ask the first question for you, Rajesh. In your opinion, what is the first thing you notice about a person? The first question is for you, Rajesh. It's your turn.
Oh, would you tell me again, please?
Yes, sure. So what is the first thing you notice about a person when it talks about appearance? First appearance.
Well, actually, at first I noticed the people first get up, and of course their dress and their outlooks, and then if he's stranger, at first I try to understand about himself, and at first I try to understand what he is going to say, what's the motive. And then I go to intimate with him, and try to communicate and try to conversation with him, and that's it. But at first, if any stranger to come talk with me, any issues, any issues, and then at first I just try to understand his motive. That's it.
Nice, nice. Now it's your turn. Ta, let me know about you. For Cambodia people, what is the first thing you notice about a person when talking about physical appearance?
I really don't know what is appearance exactly, but I try to think that the first thing that I notice when we talk about a person, like when I meet persons, when I talk, how I communicate with persons, I think about their action, the way they talk, like that.
Nice, nice. Yes,
Yes.
exactly. It's something like that. Physical appearances is how's the person look like that you like the most. For instance, let me give my own example. When I first met someone, the first part of their physical appearance that you look at or you always look at for is their face, is their how is or she, how is he or how is she look like. So they are browny hair, blonde hair, the color of his eyes, the color of his eyes. Let me see how, as Rajesh just said, how he or she was dressed and things like that. So this is physical appearances, how people like, how people look like to you, and what do you think that is the best thing to look at the first time? And Alice, it's your turn. I'd like to ask you, what is the first thing you note about a person when talks about physical appearance?
I think when I first meet a person, I will first notice his outlook. Uh, this outlook does not mean his natural look. I mean inherited look. Such as if his eyes are big, the color of his hair, the color of his skin. Uh, they can these people can't change these things. They get this features from their parents. When I was young, I would like to notice these things. I thought that if people had a white skin and big eyes, it was beautiful. But now I think I changed a lot. Now I not only care about their natural look. I also care about their body shape. Have they worked out? Are they fit? Besides, I care about their how can I say? If I care about if they are polite, and their dress code. Maybe sometimes our natural outlook is not so good, but when we are adults, we can change it by ourselves, not by the surgery. I mean, we can change it by work out in the gym and have a good dress code and keep healthy. And I think this is the most important thing, and this is what I will notice first now.
Nice, very nice. So let me see why Rajesh left it. Our English session. I don't know. I just click on the mute at him. Okay, okay. So he had some problems at her job. So his job. So he told me that in 15 minutes he came back. We're gonna come back with us. So let's keep doing. Let's keep talking. Let's keep our English speaking practice. So that's very important. What Alice just said. I couldn't agree more with you, Alice. So it's very important to thinking about what the people look like. I know we should thinking about our beauty. We must to take care about our body. That's very important. But we must to care about our appearance. That's very important. But that is not enough. So if we have a beautiful body, a beautiful face. We are very beautiful. We look beautiful, but our behavior, our vocabulary, our I believe that behavior can resume everything that I should say. So if we have a bad behavior, if we are not polite, if we maybe do wrong things all time, so that is not my beautiful, my appearance is not gonna be enough. So we should take care about our beauty, our body, our appearance, but we should take care about our education, our polite way, and we should be beautiful inside before to be beautiful outside. So that's what I think. So we should be beautiful inside. And when I say that, it's about we are talking about our behavior. So we're gonna have a good behavior first, and after that we gonna look beautiful for other ones because people are looking more today on our behavior than our appearance. That's what I think. So the second question is for you, Ta. Is it important how people dress at your country?
Um, for me, it's very important thing because when we look at the appearance, like you said, we look at appearance, we can notice that the way that people dress, they show their identity, they show their lifestyle, what they like, I think like that. Because some people is they are like the gentle person. They like to dress the simple dress, like wear t-shirts, something like that. This is show their identity.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I agree with you. How we dress sometimes show a little bit about our behavior, about who we are. I don't know if everyone here agree with that, but if I started to dress in some, how can I say, some short clothes. Let's think about a woman. Women like to to dress short clothes. So I don't know why, but they like to do that. And sometimes it's very interesting. It's beautiful. Woman, the men like it. The people like that, but people should be careful about what they are showing, what they are dressing, because they that can be very that can be show for us what type of person she or he is. Even women's or men. So we should take care about our dress because this can show a little bit about our behavior, about our personality. So we must take care about. For instance, if you go at a job interview, let's suppose here that we are going to a job interview and we arrive at there as if we were at the beach, for instance. I'm dressing shorts, I'm dressing flip-flops, I'm dressing I don't know, a cap and something like that. What people, what the boss, what that company would think about myself at the first moment that I get in at their building? Maybe they think, oh, who is he? Why he is here? So because I'm not dressing for that occasion, I'm not dressing for that occasion. But of course, if I went to the beach, I could not arrive at the beach. Uh, how can I say? Dress a suit, dress a very beautiful suit. For instance, tie, palito, or some things like that. So this is a dress. This is a type of dress to wearing when we are at the company, when we are at the church, when we are at some places more polite. So there is a type of clothes for every places that we go. I don't know if you agree with me, but I believe that we should pay attention, first of all, where I would like to go today. And after I decided where I'd like to go, I can decide what type of clothes should I dress that we're gonna fit with this place, that's gonna fit with that place. So the next question is for you, Alice. What do you think? Is it important people how people dress today?
I think it's very important how people dress. And I am totally agree with what Alex just said. People should demand their dress code. Uh, I think people don't need to dress very luxury and very expensive clothes. That's not necessary. But people should dress proper clothes in the proper situation, such as we will dress swimming suit when we go swimming in the pool, and we if someone dress a skirt, a very long skirt, and the boots to the swimming pool, other people will think, oh, how strange this people is. Why he dress a skirt or a t-shirt to a swimming pool? And besides, sometimes when we go to the office, we can't dress the swimming suit or the sports suit. If we dress like this, our colleagues and our boss will think that we don't respect them, we don't respect this company, and we don't respect this work. And so I think we should dress some formal clothes when we go to the office. Besides, if we attend a funeral, we should wear black clothes to show our respect to the passed away person. If we dress a very colorful clothes, this means we don't respect the passed away person, and his family members will be very sad and will be angry with us. So I think people should mind their dress code. Okay, that's all.
Boy, yes, that's it. I agree with you, Alice. Unfortunately, people, there is a dress code, but even though people don't agree with that, I don't know other countries, but here in Brazil, a lot of people are felt offended by that. People felt very disrespected by dress code. For instance, there are a lot of companies here in Brazil that right now in 2023 have to accept it a lot of ways to people dress on their company because they are more than obligated by our laws here, by the government. They are obligated to allow people work as they want, to dress as they want. So, and unfortunately, I know there will be a lot of people who are watching us here, maybe disagree with me, with my opinion, but that's my credit because our constitution of our country allows me to do it, allows me to say my opinion. So, in my opinion, that should not happen, which means I really believe that we should keep it with our dress code in some occasions. Of course, not all the time, but some occasions, dress code is important because we are on the workplace, for instance. So we are not there to have fun, to play, to do things like that. We should show some respect for that place. So that's why I believe that dress code is very important in sometimes some cases. Of course, not every place, not at all, but in some situations should be thinking about keeping dress code because, like Alice told you, is there are a lot of places which yet it's necessary to take care about your dress. As we talked about some funeral, as Alice just said. Can you imagine if we didn't have any dress code to the funeral? People are going to the funeral for who someone unfortunately passed out. As for instance, using dress bikini, you know, can you imagine someone at a funeral like this? So if you can't imagine it, that means dress code is important. So we should thinking about it. That's my opinion, of course. I don't mind if you disagree. I don't mind if you who maybe are watching us here, other English YouTube channel, disagree with us. But here is just a place to practice our English, and we sometimes use some topics, different topics to discuss it. So, in my opinion, That is what I think. The next question, talking about physical appearance, it's gonna be for you, Ta. Which is the most important? Clothes, shoes, hair, hygiene, fitness, style. What is you think it's most important? It's question number 4, if you'd like to account
I'm
here.
gonna choose style. I think lifestyle, like the way we dress, the way we choose the kinds of clothes is very important for me. I think style because
Nice, nice.
yeah, style it shows
What is your style?
just normal. I like to sometimes because at my workplace I had to wear dress. Yes, I had to wear dress, and but my in my lifestyle I like to use the simple clothes like t-shirt or something like that. It's easy for me.
Nice, nice. We should keep simple, right? We should keep our life simple. That's what we should think about. So we do not need, as Alice just said some minutes before, we do not need it to luxury clothes. We do not need it to the best clothes of all time. We just needed to a right clothes for the right time, for the right place. So, but there's a lot of basic clothes which is fit with it, with this situation, which is fit with this situation. So we do not need the best, the more expensive clothes to spend a lot of money to build, to buy things like that. I hope in my case, I'm the guy which is which keeps simple. I try to keep my clothes, my dress code. Yeah, yeah, I believe in English we can define as dress code. I define that my dress code is simple, but at the same time is suitable with the occasion, the occasion that I'm put myself on. I don't know. I'm trying, of course. Sometimes it's quite difficult because there, like I told you before, at Brazil or here in Brazil, there are a lot of movements to guide you, to be more. How can I say? Accept a lot of things which is 20 years, 15 years, or 20 years ago was not suitable with this occasion. But I'm trying to exercise my own rights and decided what type of clothes I should dress. I'm trying to keep. Uh, I don't know if it seems to be aggressive with these movements. I don't know. I agree with them. They like it to think new. They like it to decide new movements, new ways to dress. I have no problems with that. But in my case, I just decided to keep doing things as I learn, as I agree, as I believe it is right. And Alice, how about you? The number 4, which is the most important? Clothes, shoes, hair, hygiene, fitness, or style?
For me, I think the most important thing is the fitness. Because I think fitness related to our health. If some people is overweighted or some people is too thin, I think it's not beautiful. And I don't like those people because uh, I don't mean they do something wrong. I just think that it's not good for their health. And if they are not healthy, they will not be happy. So I think keep fitness is the most important thing for me. And I think this is more important than the clothes, the shoes, the hair, and something else. Because um, if someone is overweighted and unhealthy, I think no clothes will be beautiful on these people. And healthy, it's the most beautiful thing, I think. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's very important. I like it, the way you said, because if we keep our self fitness, if we keep ourself our body health, maybe we can even live more time at this world, we can prolong our life here, which means people, unfortunately, today, the age of people, the average that people died, unfortunately, is 80s. I don't know if you have ever made some research about that, but the OMS, which the let me remember, yes, their organization, the medical organization on the world, which is pertains the I don't know in English how can I say. Let me remember here. UN, no UN is United Nations. Yes, United Nations. The United Nations has some groups of people who made a lot of research about healthy, about good things for medical sections and things like that. And they made a lot of research thinking about how many times people are able to live in current days. So they managed to a result which is 80s is the average of life in current days. So people sometimes use it, gets passed out or die at 80s, at their ages. And I don't know if it, of course, it's just an average. It's not a rule. It's not one way. So maybe there are people who lives in almost 100 years today. So that is amazing. But we should take care about our healthy. We should maybe try to be more fitness, some do our exercises, and just thinking about our future. Because if we take care about our health right now, in the future we can live with more quality of life than the our parents or grandparents and things like that. And the next question is gonna be right now for let me see here. The next question, I'd like to choose another one here. So, could you be intimidated by someone's appearance? So, it's more for women's. I don't know. For women's is more like this, in my opinion. But let me know about you. Ta. The next question is, could you be intimidated by someone's appearances? What do you think about that?
Alec, honestly, intimidated. I don't know this word. Can you explain a little bit?
Yes, it's it's in a way that you feels that that person is more beautiful than you. So you felt afraid that yes, you is scared. Can you change for scared? So could you be scared about someone's appearance, which means you start to think that that person is more beautiful than you. So you start to feel afraid that other ones in the same room start looking just for him, just for them and not as you. So something like that. Did you understand? You are muted. You are muted. Ta.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I can catch the meaning that you explained. It's like, for example, when I saw the woman, she pretty, she beautiful than me. Yes, actually, I will be afraid of it. I will feel like, oh, why she is more beautiful than me, and people around us, they will looking at her, something like that.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
something
guys.
in this. Yes, I believe that in this way. And you, Alice, what do you think about this question? What should be your answer about that? I believe that Alice is in a subway station right now. That's why her internet connection is not so good, but maybe she
Oh,
can answer.
oh, okay. Can you hear me? Now I'm back.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I think I will never be intimidated by someone's appearance. If I see some beautiful woman, I will just admire their beauty. Or sometimes maybe I will be jealous of them, but I will not be scared of them. because I think everyone loves beautiful appearance, so we will not be scared. But sometimes I think we will be scared by some ugly appearance. Maybe I shouldn't use ugly. It's not polite. But I don't know which word to use. Maybe some people's appearance is not so good. Maybe they are very very desire. I definitely appearance such as some and we may be scared about their appearance because maybe sometimes we will be afraid that they will hurt us. And maybe some people's appearance looks like bad guys, so we will be scared about them. This does not mean they are ugly. Maybe maybe that means that we are afraid that they will hurt us. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Sometimes it's difficult, but I agree with the both said right now. Sometimes I know a lot of women. I don't know. It's not just Utah. I know a lot of women. Even sometimes my wife is the same, at the same way, think the same. Sometimes people feel intimidated in a good way, in not a negative way, of course. With the women felt intimidated by other women, which is maybe dressing a beautiful dress, maybe using a gorgeous makeup, maybe with a beautiful hair, something like that. So women sometimes felt intimidated, but not intimidated like scared because she's so weird. No, she's intimidated in a good way, that in a positive way, that maybe that woman start thinking about, oh, I should do something to be beautiful as that woman or like that woman. I should be more beautiful. I should take care more about my appearance and things like that. So as just Alice said, sometimes women felt jealous about other women's, even though not all, but even though we men and women have the same thinking about this. So sometimes we felt intimidated by other guys, not because they are more beautiful, they are more powerful, but we'd like to copy some things that he is doing, the way he said things, the way he thinking. For instance, I have been copied a lot of person on my life until right now. I already copied a lot of the way people talk, people speaking, or people dress, or people move, and things like that. That is our nature. Our nature. That be part of our nature. We have been copied a lot of things. Okay, so that's very controversial topic, but everyone has your own opinion about that, and that's not wrong. That is diversifying. We are different. We think in different ways, and that's the magic to be human. To be human is exactly as we said here. So everyone has their own opinion about some topics. And to change a little bit, I'd like to read a short stories here with you. But before that, let me just check here. Okay. It's not this. That's, let me see, not this. Yes, it is. As you can see, guys, I'd like to read, I'm gonna read the story, a short story with you here. And after that, we can discuss what we should think about, thinks about we're gonna say before we say it effectively. So we should think about what we're gonna say. We should pay attention what is the topic, because if we don't, maybe sometimes can be strange, can be reckless, can be stuff. When we open our mouths, we can cause a lot of misunderstandings. So I'd like to read this story. This short story is called Useful Attics. Do you know what is attics? Is the roof is above the roof of our house. Sometimes we have a house, and the second floor is like something like this. This appearance is like a place that people like to how can I say? Yeah, to put some stuff which they don't need to use a lot, which don't need to use anymore. So they started to put these topics, these things, these objectives on this place, and that is what is Atticus means. So I'm gonna start reading, and after, if you don't understand, just ask me. But I'm gonna start reading for you, and after that, we're gonna practice our speaking skills, just explaining what you think about this short story. So, useful ethics. I must pay a visit to Nora Brown, said my wife. She is naturally terrible upset about her husband's death, and perhaps I can cheer her up a little. Nora Brown was a friend of my wife's, and the previous week, a terrible tragedy had overtaken the Browns. Jack Brown, Nora's husband, had committed suicide by hanging himself in the attic. Give her my sympathy, I began, but at that moment, I was interrupted by a knock at the door. It was Letty Green, another of my wife's friends. Letty is a nice girl, but she's extremely tactless. She is always saying the wrong things. Let shook hands with us, and then, noticing that my wife was dressed to go out, asked, "Are you go out now?" "Yes, I'm going to see poor Nora," said my wife. "Poor Nora," said Letty. "What a terrible thing to happen. May I go with you?" My wife hesitated, but finally said, "All right, but please be very careful of what you say to Nora. She is very sensitive." The two went out together. Later, my wife told me about the visit. After we had sat down, we began to talk about things in general, and finally about houses. Let told us that she had just moved to a new house. She described the house and then mentioned the word attic. I looked at her warningly, but it was too late. "An attic is such a wonderful place to hang things," she said. So that's the end of the short story. Guys, I'd like to hear about you. What do you thought about this? Or what do you think about these short stories? Did you get the essence? Do you get the meaning of these stories? Uh, Tak, would you like to say anything about this story? Did you notice that what that woman said to the woman who lost her husband on attic?
Yes, this story is good, but honestly, I don't much the meaning of it, and I feel like it was the woman said to husband that to like be careful the way he talked to Nara. And so finally they went to Nara house and to say something, to tell communication, talk about something generally, and and Nara told the story to she said that she moved to a new house, and then the house is like an act is such a wonderful place. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
I really
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that if you lost your husband, just thinking about you lost your husband, as the story told us, her husband unfortunately committed suicide, which means he killed himself. He killed himself. So, how did he do that? How did he did he just put some tie on his throat, on his neck, and he just hanging himself on the attic. As I just said to you, attic. Let me just show you here again. An attic, which means an atticus or an attic, which is American people say, use it to say, is a place where you have sometimes in American house, an England house, they had a lot of place like this. Every um, every house, I believe, has some place like this, which is called attic. But unfortunately, a guy just put some ties, some put some ties on his neck and just hanging himself, as the short story told us about this. Nora's husband had committed suicide by hanging himself in the attic. So the word is here. So he unfortunately killed himself in the attic, and that was very bad. That was very, very sad. So her wife, unfortunately, started to felt very sad about that, and trying to cheer her up, which means motivate her. Do you know what this word, that this phrase means? Let me just that we just to freeze here this word. So cheer cheer her up a little. Have you ever heard this phrase before?
Yes, I heard it before.
Okay, so
Share
when
some.
you are trying to share her, exactly. So when we try share her up someone, that means that you are trying to motivate it to to make these people be happy or things like that. So that was what this woman was trying to do with that woman. She was trying to cheer her up a little because he just lost her husband for that. And as we learned, that was by hanging himself and on his attic. But in the last part of the story, did you notice that the both women went to the that house, or the new house with that woman who lost her husband, and unfortunately, the last thing that you should have thinking about it, to say for a woman who lost her husband on that way is speaking about etiquette and about hang things, because that is exactly the way that her husband died, unfortunately. So, but in the last part, we could see that. um she described a house and then mentioned the word attic. I look at her, the woman who was trying to cheer her up a little, said that he looked at that woman who gonna be start thinking about it or talking about attic again. But it was too late. Before she could do anything to interrupt it, the woman said, an attic is such a wonderful place to hang things. So that was very impolite because her husband unfortunately died exactly as he said, hanging himself. So that is the moral, that is the meaning of this short story. So right now I'd like to ask you guys, have you ever heard is there any new words here that you never uh, how can I say, never heard before, never used it before on your English? So, Ta, what do you think? Is there any words here that you don't know yet?
Yes, there are lots of words that I don't know it. I have I have never heard it before. Sometimes I think this is uh, time to study new words. It's very good that I can study a new vocabulary here. I'm very happy because sometimes we don't know the word, but now I can know the new word, and I think that after we have we have English class today, it can help me to improve my English.
Yeah, I have been trying. So right now, I'd like to talk about some topics with you. Exactly what you just said. Alice, Rajesh, and Ta. I'd like to know a little bit about yourselves when it comes to study English. So, Ta, I know that you are studying an English subject at your university. So you are trying to be an English teacher, and that is very awesome. And but at the same time, I believe it's very difficult. So how do you have been studying English to pass through this part of your life? So how do you have been studying English after or besides this English meeting here with us?
It's short time for me to study English. I just start study English. I have been studying English 1.5 year, just 1.5, because after I finished my grade 12 examination and I start to learn English, because it's very difficult to if we don't understand English in Cambodia, it's very difficult because we use English a lot at university. So that's why I choose English as a main major, and I want to be an English teacher because I also love English very much.
Nice, nice. So, uh, Alice, let me ask another question. Do you think that reading is so important to build your English or to make your English better? What do you think about reading skills? Maybe Alice is freezing because, like we already know, Alice is the way on her way to towards his house. So maybe her connection is not so good now. But let me jump for Rajesh. Rajesh, what do you think about reading skills? How is your reading skills, and what do you think that reading skills can bring to your English?
Uh, Actually, I think actually I do practice the reading. I read the daily English newspaper, especially the Daily Star. Every week I collect Daily Star newspaper and try to finish it the whole week. And I also study the some of articles or some writers are articles, and I also try to read the any foreign news in the whole world is going on, and I also try to read our IELTS coaching because I told you that coming September I'm going to sit IELTS exam. That's why our coaching has a good trainer, and they are always trained us how to speak a good way the English language, reading and writing also. Actually, I do practice it, and it's my practice source is the English newspaper. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. It's quite important to practice reading. I have been doing that since I started to speaking. I have been reading a lot. I have been trying to improve my English vocabulary and my English grammar points by reading. I believe reading is one of the key to succeed on this part.
And every
And
day I collect some new words. Every day I collect some new words because of I know that if I collect some words and if I memorize a lot of vocabulary, I could speak fluently in English. Because of if we don't understand any word, any person is going to say to me, then I could not answer him and reply to him. That means I have at first I have to learn some vocabulary words. That's it. That's why I
yeah.
always try to practice the lexical resource. That's it.
No, that's very important. I agree with you. I couldn't agree more. So, guys, English is a lot of ways. English is not just speaking, English is not just reading. English is a way of life. So, we should start thinking English. We should start watching movies in English. What our favorite series in English? We should live in English as we are trying to be better and better on this section. So, let me know about you, Alice. Why? Or let me change a little bit this question. So, what part of learning English do you think it's more important for you right now, Alice?
Sorry, can you
Yes, right now we can hear you.
I'm sorry, could you repeat your question?
Yes, sure. We are talking about in ways that we have been using to improve our English. So I would like to know about you. What part of your English process do you think it's the most important to get better and better in your English at your life? So reading, listening, watching, and maybe speaking. So what for you is the most important step that you should take right now when it comes to talking about English, what is the most difficult or the most interesting part for you of your life?
I think now I concentrate on improving my speaking skill most. I think speaking and listening is the most important parts because my goal of learning English is to pass the English interview. To pass the interview in foreign countries, so I need to speak English in the interview. So I think listening and speaking are the most important. But I also think reading and writing are also important. I can learn a lot of new vocabularies from reading and writing. I have to admit that my writing skill is not so good. Because I have hardly ever written some English articles, and sometimes I think English writing skill is different from the English speaking skill. But I think in the future, I will also practice my writing skill. Okay, that's all.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. My writing skills is so weak too. It's so weak. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I have been not practicing. I had not practicing as much as I have been listening and writing, listening and reading and speaking. I have put a lot of efforts on these three ways. So listening, speaking, and reading. That is what I'm doing more right now. But writing, maybe it's gonna be more important in the future if I, in fact, get a new job or when get a new job, get a new life when I English comes to be part of my everyday situation. Right now, unfortunately, English is not part of my everyday life. It's part of my English studying process. So I have been studying English, but unfortunately, all my in my day, every day, all my day long, I have not spoken English with anyone because at my house there are no one there are not people who are able to speak English. At my job, I know just one guy right now, which already tried to speak English with me. Some days the last week, I had this opportunity. We talked we talked some about some topics our office some days ago, and that was awesome because it's always motivated when you find someone at your workplace and you can notice that you are able to speak English with him and they are able to understand you and answer. That's very awesome, guys. So I hope you all have this opportunity to feel like this. And just to be honest, I have invited him to join us at our English session here, but unfortunately, we just needed to make more appointments with him to give her opportunity to give him an opportunity to be here with us. But he is in a good English level right now. He can communicate as we are doing right now. He can speak very well. He can listen very well, understand very well, and that is the point. We are studying English for an objective. So I would like to ask you again, Rajesh, why are you studying English right now?
Maybe the question is why I'm learning the English, right?
Exactly.
Oh, actually, English is international language. So we have to learn English, and that's why I'm learning English and trying to practice the English reading, writing, and speaking. Actually, I'm trying to go abroad. That's why English is much mandatory for me because without English, I could not communicate in my wishes countries peoples. That's why I have to learn English and I have to speak fluently in English with them because I otherwise I could not I other communicate with anyone. That's why I'm learning English right now. And I told you my country situation in my country, our mother tongue is Bangla. We are using our Bengali language in anywhere, office, business, surroundings, anywhere, any places. But in our job sector, English is much mandatory. If we go any good job sector, then English is much mandatory for us. That's why whenever we go to the school, then our teachers very good emphasize the English language, and our English teachers demand is very good in my country, and if and they are trained up very well, very good way. So from the childhood, we have just learned one thing, that uh, I have to learn English. I have to learn English language, and there from the childhood we just remember it, and that's why we are trying to learn English from our childhood. And the age from 6 or 7, we go to the school, and from the childhood, our parents and teachers good emphasize the English language. That's it.
Nice, nice. That's a good point. You have an objective to achieve. You have a point to manage it. So that is we all needed to have. We needed to have a point that we're gonna get. We're gonna achieve it, and that is gonna be our motivated way to think. And you, Ta, why are you studying English? You already told us, but why I'm asking you guys to answer this question again? Because as many times you repeat out loud this, you say out loud, what is your point? What is your objective? This is gonna be very strong at your mind, and this gonna be make you put all efforts to achieve this goal, to manage this goal. So, Ta, would you explain how many time how long you have been studying English? You just said, I believe, 1 hour and a half. But how is your English since then, and why you decided to improve? Why you decided to choose English subject at the university? Let me know a little bit about your motivation.
Um, the fact that because I think that English is very important nowadays, and I not only want to study English, and I want to study other languages. That's why I want to um, fluently in English and use English to help me to achieve my goal to study other language. Because as I when I asked Chinese teacher, I want to learn Chinese as well, and she said that you have to influence in English because in Khmer language it cannot help you to study Chinese because sometimes it's my mother tongue. If I want to study other language, we have to use English to help because some vocabulary is different. So we use English. That's what I decided. And I have a story because when after I finished examination, or in the dark side, I really like because of English, I cannot go to university, and that's why I spent a year to improve my English. And after that, I went to study at university. And nowadays, because of that, I try to learn English. I know right now I still have a struggle with English because honestly, my writing skill or other like speaking skill is still weak, and I want to improve it. And I set a goal to like, so I want to learn other language. I want to fluency in English. That is my motivation. I try to use it to motivate myself. That's it.
Oh, I see. I see. That's very important. So we shouldn't know because when we start, I don't know about you. Let me ask about Alice first. So Alice, let me know a little bit about your motivation to study English. As probably you already answered here so many times, but I'd like to hear again. I like that you speak out loud again to make it clear at your mind. So let me know a little bit about your English studies, English motivation. Why are you studying English? Why do you think the English is important for you now and maybe to your future?
For example, maybe in Europe or in Singapore or in some other countries. So I really need to speak English really slow. So I have to practice my English very hard because I need to attend the interview in English. So I think this is quite big challenge for me. And besides this, we also think English is very important. Because I want to travel around the world. I want to experience new culture and I want to meet new people. So I think I need to speak English to reach these goals.
Very important. That's the key motivation. So, guys, thank you so much for sharing this motivation with us here. I really, and I so appreciated your time that you have been spent here with me, with our English speaking club. I know sometimes it is quite boring, but sometimes it's quite interesting. And sometimes we just repeat what we just studied. But that is exactly how we learn an English language. We do not learn it just studying once time. We learn it by repetition. We learn it by efforts and spending time with it. So that is how I have been learning English for more than 4 years right now. I have been studying English by myself for 3 years along, and 1 year I had opportunity to study with English teachers, but after that I studied by myself, and I'm so proud about you all and about our English level, and I'm so proud to build this English group with you guys. That's amazing, and I'm feel so good with you. I hope you enjoyed this English season. I hope we can join more times on the week. Just let me know whenever you are free. Especially, of course, we had some problems because right now it's midday here at Brazil, and normally or usually at this time I'm working on the weekdays, so I have no options to practice with you. But I'm trying to find out a time to practice with you more than once a week. Once a week is not enough. But I'd like to advertise you guys. I'd like to warn you. You study English every day, not just here, but as many times as possible. Makes English part of your life. Don't forget the words that you have studied. And that's all for today. I'd like to finish this English meeting recording here. I'd like to ask you guys to stay here with me just for more moment. But for people who are watching us here on the YouTube channel, because we are recording this English meeting, from everyone who watching us here until the end of this video, I'd like to say thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to subscribe at this YouTube channel, to share this video with your friends that maybe are struggle to learn English or to find some group to practice English. Let us know our English, and maybe they can join us here at our next English session. And that is all, and see you there.